How are you today?
Good. How are you? Good.
I'm Michele Goldsmith, and I am the corporate regional pastry chef of Nobu. I oversee the 2 locations here in New York, downtown 57, as well as Dallas, DC, Atlantic City, and Toronto. So as far as Nobu goes, while I very much appreciated my time and externship at the Modern, I didn't want to continue there. The executive sous chef for pastry at the time, so I brought him my favorite coffee as a thank you for the externship. And he said, oh, a friend of mine is the pastry chef at Nobu and they're looking for somebody, and so I think you'd be a good fit, so I'll give you his number. So that's kind of how I got to Nobu. But of course I knew about Nobu before I was in the culinary industry at all. I was working at museums and definitely a foodie. When I went to go visit my family in LA, we actually went to the original Nobu in Malibu, and we had such an amazing meal there. It was like the best meal I'd ever had. So it was really pretty special when he said, I know the pastry chef at Nobu. That's my Nobu story. Honestly, the biggest thing is just building a relationship with the team, the local team. Okay, so when I first took over Dallas, I'd already taken on the 2 New York City locations, which was a huge endeavor. And so it was really very challenging to do that and to also just maintain the quality at both locations and to build the teams. It was a bit of an uphill battle because they're used to desserts being one way, a certain way, and then I'm coming in saying, hey, actually, can we go this direction instead? There's a lot of trust you have to build with the team, the local team, to know that you're going in the right direction. These things really do take time. They're quite nuanced. I'm a morning person. Really the first thing that I do is pet and snuggle with my dog, Junior, who I adore. And then after that, then the kettle goes on for coffee, which is the most important part of the day. We have to set the tone for pastry in general. That's the general role. Just in terms of the actual work, like the finished product, the way we work, more important than anything is the way we manage, build the teams, grow the teams, develop talent. Just honoring what Nobu-san wants and just making our customers happy.
This is our bento box, which is our signature Nobu dessert. I asked Nobu-san what's the most important thing you want to see on the dessert menu, and he said this dessert. He wanted this dessert to be featured on every single location's dessert menus. It takes around 6 minutes to bake to order. We take a lot of care to make sure that the quality of it is perfect. It's a really good quality chocolate. We're using Valrhona chocolate, good quality butter. It's not a lot of ingredients. It's quite simple, but all of the ingredients are the best. Ceremonial grade matcha. In New York, we add this little chocolate bonsai tree cookie. Matt, more.
Oh, thank you.
More for you to try. I've spent the majority of my time in the kitchen. It's kind of where I prefer to be. 57 is my home location. I'm there maybe a little bit more. Maybe my team would say I don't come down here enough, and they get mad at me about that, with love, which I'm very complimented by. Wow, this is a lot. Is there anything you want me to work on for here? Did you want me to start with anything specific? Okay. Tell me what to do, sorry. I mean, most things are really related to call-outs and trying to juggle the schedule. Because even though I am in this larger role, I'm still responsible to these 2 locations, specifically on the day-to-day and making sure that it's staffed and ready to go. Did Maximo show you how to make the components for the new menu? For the new desserts? Are you doing like the shaved ice and yeah? Okay. Are you comfortable plating it? They're asking for it. Oh, if they're asking for it, then yeah, definitely. Yeah. Right, so the pandemic kind of changed everything, and it had a huge effect on pastry because So many restaurants that were able to, and fortunate to be able to stay open, had to abandon their pastry programs. And then we started to see kind of like the next wave. You know, it really, really did take us quite some time to build back our teams. I'm just really grateful that we've been able to do so and are in a really good place.
Gerard is working on donuts. Gerard has mastered the art of buttermilk donuts at Nobu. He makes them amazingly. I'm actually like very endeared right now, so I feel like you just got your major feature just now. There are some tasks where everyone has to figure out how it works best for them. No one else does it like this, and he does it perfectly, and I just love that. So this dessert was kind of born out of the pandemic, and we were looking for a good dessert to do for takeaway. I really wanted to create something that was really, really light. This is a vanilla cinnamon sugar, Tahitian vanilla, really good quality. This is actually the pods from the vanilla beans that we dry and ground up and makes it very aromatic. And then we have some vanilla gelato to complete. So it goes out to the table like this. The server will add the Kuromitsu soy caramel sauce at the table. Just a little bit to start, and then we leave it on the table and the guests can add more as they wish. I'm really happy with the final results.
In terms of how we go about building the team, the majority of it has to do with the culture and where personalities connect and people get along, because we just want everyone to be happy. I think that's the main thing.
Okay, Glory Beth has been working here downtown as the pastry sous chef for, I want to say like 2 years now, but she started with me at 57. My God, so long ago. Glory, when did you start at 57? 10, 12 years ago? 12 years ago? 12 years ago. Hi.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Gerard.
How are you?
Welcome back from vacation.
The most important thing is that the team is good and they work together well. I can't do anything without them. I'm so grateful for them. I mentioned Andrea in Dallas, but really it's like Glory here, Maximo 57, Fanny 57, Sherry here, Patty in DC, and Evelyn in Atlantic City. I'm just so grateful. I could get sentimental about it because they all mean quite a bit to me. But I've known many of them for almost as long as I've been here too, so it's just a really great bond. Glory is working on a cake that we're making for this weekend. We have Super VIP who's coming in on Sunday to celebrate their daughter's wedding, so we're making a custom cake for them. We are choosing the flavors based on what we know that they like, which is fruitier, lighter, and then the decoration will be more customized to like a wedding theme. Glory, our sous chef here, and Maximo, our pastry sous chef at 57, are married. I know, I think they're just coming up on 1 year in like a month, right?
Yes.
Yay!
There's not a typical path or prescription that I use to come up with the desserts. I let things happen very organically. Sometimes we have happy accidents that become desserts, and sometimes they're very methodical. And in general, the approach is to keep it simple and the plating to keep it elegant, but also playful. I'm always thinking about what's gonna sell. I want our sales to be good. I mean, a Nobu dessert is gonna have big, bold flavors. What a Nobu dessert is to me is going to be different from other corporate regional pastry chef too. So a lot of it is very personal in our own interpretations. So I generally like to keep it as light as I can in terms of texture. I don't want to overwhelm the palate or the stomach following the meal, so I try to keep it bright, light, and just really big flavors. And in terms of how we're using Japanese ingredients, it kind of is hard to explain That because it's just so kind of embedded in the way I approach making desserts here. I've been working here for 17 years.
One of the reasons why I've stayed here for so long is there's an organic connection I've always had to the Japanese aesthetic. Having learned more about Nobu style over the years has definitely informed that approach and allowed me to continue growing, given me a lot of creative freedom. Nobu-san has always been so supportive. Very early on, when I was just overseeing 57, I wanted to start doing this takeaway bar for private jet orders or for our guests. I wrapped it in parchment and I showed it to him as a prototype. He immediately said, "This would be great for private jets," and he saw the vision. The takeaway bars have become synonymous with the New York locations. Seeing my ideas, wanting me to push further on them, and yeah, I mean, why would you not want to stay? This is matcha shaved ice with maple condensed milk, banana, mint. This is white sesame crunch and powdered ginger. Shani, did you use the new machine yet?
No.
Okay, it's much better. I love the way it's shaving. A lot of my team have been working with me for longer than me, even. So I think that's just a testament to our wanting everyone to feel like they also have opportunities for growth. I really try to not overwhelm the desserts or the plate with too many components, too many ingredients. We want to make dishes and desserts that are really beautiful and taste great, but we also have to balance a really busy restaurant. So we need to keep it simple so we can make sure that the desserts go out consistently and at a really high level. And I think I've always been interested in the Japanese aesthetic. Even when I was young and studying art, I've always gravitated toward natural elements. You know, there are many philosophies or ways of thinking about pastries, and one school of thought is you do something super modern, people are excited about it. I find that our guests want the desserts to feel nostalgic. A lot of people have childhood memories attached to food, and especially with desserts. People are coming to celebrate. We're like the cherry on top, so to speak. We're the moment. People have proposed, put little, a ring in a dessert, or, the graduations, birthdays, anniversaries. It's just really sweet to be a part of someone's special life moment. It's hard work. You have to be passionate. You have to want to do it. And I think being a sponge, soaking up as much information as you can, not just from the pastry chef or the pastry sous chef, but the kitchen, the line cooks, the front of house, the managers. It's such a rewarding job in so many ways. You create a dish, you're super excited about the flavors, and then you get to share that with the guests, and then you get that feedback, and then you see the reaction of the cooks. It's so rewarding to train cooks and see them grow and seeing them create something on their own. I love what I do, and when I have a really stressful day and I think about it, I get to come to work and play with food. Putting it into perspective really helps deal with some of the stressful parts. Seeing something that I've created go out and people enjoy it, and equally seeing the cooks excited about what they're doing, because I want them to be excited about what we're doing too. That means a lot to me. Working hard to create something that sells well, that has really good reception. It is quite meaningful, and that's what we do for our guests, and to make sure they have this amazing experience. This is the Baked Alaska. I personally find Baked Alaskas to be a little on the heavy side. So I chose these really bright, acidic flavors to balance that out. The meringue can be really, really heavy. This recipe is quite soft. I think these are all a little small. There's a difference between small and too small. So this is a good example of our needing to make an adjustment. It happens. That's the big drama of the day. You can see how dramatic it is. Before we pipe it, can I show you the difference? It's a little bit more volume to it. This is just more voluminous. It's passion fruit sorbet, coconut sorbet, mango coulis, the meringue, the lime zest, kind of like lit up. Looks like fireflies. And the flambe. Misconception about being a corporate pastry chef. I mean, there's not many of us, I think, in general, and there's not a lot of restaurant groups that are on this level. People don't know how much work goes into making the dessert. There's so much that goes into creating it because everything we do is mostly in advance. So the dessert that you're having tonight, we would have started making that 2 to 3 days ago, and multiple people on the team are involved in making the components. There's not longevity in trends. I'm trying to pay attention to the evolving wants of our guests more than I am the hot, trendy pastry ingredient of the summer. I'm not making it. I'm not making it grown at Nobu. No, we don't have blue icing at Nobu, sorry. I mean, a lot of it just has to do with how to make the dishes consistent. We do have quality control sheets and monthly reporting that we give the location. That's a large part of the role for me. I love doing new locations. Openings can be so incredibly difficult. Sometimes you don't get the kitchen until 3 days in advance. We're having difficulty sourcing ingredients, but then we work with amazing people. We all support each other, and then we get to celebrate the achievement of opening a restaurant in a short amount of time at this level, Nobu standards. We have to be really efficient with the time. The menu has to be done before I even get there. If we're there and we're inspired and the pastry chef is like, I want to do this thing and it works and it's great, then yeah, let's do it. Then the next thing I do is just encourage them to just change the menu when they're ready. You know, I'll get a sense of what they want to do and then just kind of guide them towards changing the menu and wanting it to be about the location. When I'm working on the menus, I choose desserts that are the best sellers here in New York, executable, that's likable. So yes, there are classics involved. We start with that, and then the local team can go in a different direction. We talk about flavors and general concept, techniques. It's more about me just giving guidance. Nothing really matters until you get there and then experience it, and then you're able to provide feedback. Pastry sous chef Maximo, he did the Valentine's Day dessert this year, and he wanted to work with cranberry and Prosecco. And the dessert was fantastic, and it was something that I never thought to do. But it was his idea, and I really wanted him to see it through. Balanced it out, and we went through a couple iterations. He was really excited about those flavors. He nailed it. I edit myself all the time. I want something to work, and it's just not working, and I'll end up using it later. I always have projects. We just did a huge menu change downtown. I always get really excited about menu changes. We usually don't change so many desserts at once, but we decided just to go ahead and do it this time. So we put a cheesecake back on the menu, which the guests were asking for. It's a little different than anything I've done before. I did a shaved ice for the summer and reworked the plating a little bit and updated our cappuccino. The plan is to do the same thing for 57 this week, and then working on the chocolate boxes for Valentine's Day and for any other occasion we'd want to do chocolates. Reworking the cake menu. Usually at the start of the year, I have major goals I want to hit. Really want to dive into the cake program, and then got to get out to Dallas and check out the weekend brunch over there and do some menu changes over there, and also menu changes for DC. I start thinking about the end of the year now because once September hits, it gets so busy and crazy. Thinking about that matcha cookie Christmas tree that we want to do and try to figure out how we want to incorporate that with an event takeout. I have so much support in general. You work with great people who understand what you do, why you do it, want to see you do better, want to see you grow. I think that's just a huge part of having a healthy and positive work environment. Be able to create that for your team, but then also have that for yourself. I am where I am today because of, Nobu in terms of my career. We always encourage people to grow, grow into different roles here. You just have to put the work and focus on the team.